What is up, y'all? Welcome to indeed the last class of the 12 weeks of progression. We got to the end, you guys. Wow, we got to the end of the year. We got to the end of the classes. I really hope that it has been as valuable, that it has been as educational for you guys as it has been for me. This whole thing, this whole journey that we have started together and now have finished together has been very amazing, has been very challenging for me, definitely for me as well. Besides, of course, the injuries, also the challenge of finding a way to format my information for you guys, you know. I really hope that during this whole journey, you've learned a lot. You've maybe also gained some inspiration from yourself, have seen yourself blossom in certain ways, you know. Because in the end, that was just my goal. Sharing what I found in my dance the past, I don't know, 20 years now? The past 20 years. And just giving it to you guys to hopefully show you basically the map that I have myself so that you can walk those paths and then eventually know how to do it and then make your own paths in your own freestyle dance, you know. I hope I worked. I said I hope it worked out. I hope I was able to do something valuable for you guys. And right here. This every 2 counts, by the way. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the floor, continue to play around with it, try to feel familiar. There is no right or wrong, okay? I want you to become used to building a pattern, a rhythm, a tempo on the floor, because that is kind of hard. It's easy to make your moves and your little concepts, but it's hard to make a rhythm, a pattern, a tempo that is consistent on the floor if you don't practice it a lot, you know? So that is what I wanna do with you guys, and how we're gonna do it is you're gonna basically just take any position that you want. It can start very simple, and actually, everything has a benefit. If I make big positions, it has the benefit of becoming really used to using my space, you see? But if I take smaller position, it teaches me how to really build dance inside of the position of a ground pose. Because it's kind of hard to freestyle and do small movement on the ground, you know? But it helps you with your speech, with how much vocabulary you have on the floor. So either way, big or small, it's both perfect, and it both has really, really good benefits, okay? Think of yoga poses, think of anything that we already did in the classes. We can stand in this pose, right? We can sit down, bring the legs down, bring the arm up, try something creative. So that's what's gonna happen, okay? And I'm not gonna say anything yet. I just want you to follow along with the journey and just have some fun and just build poses, basically. Just get familiar with the floor. Build that relationship with the floor. Cool? So we're gonna start. Every 2 counts. 5, 6. Don't do my poses, do your own. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Keep going. We're gonna do this for a little while. I want you to become familiar with it. So you can base the poses on your arms, making them the focus, right? You can lay on the floor.
Stay on one leg. Make them small. Place your head on the floor.
Let's go, you guys. Keep going. Okay. Cool. Good job. So, just for a little time, just for a little while, we are going to double it up. Every single count. Okay? So, that's intense, it's tiring. Take your time, you know. As in, with the poses, you don't have to rush from one big pose to another big pose, right? Maybe I wanna make small nuances of where I'm already at. See? Okay. So we're gonna try this together. Every single count. Here we go. 5, 6. Start wherever you want. 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Good. So, we should be warm. I hope you guys are okay. I hope you guys didn't hurt yourself with anything. We're just having fun, just getting familiar with the floor. And this single count or every count exercise, moving on the floor with poses, helped me a lot to gain that confidence and that, you know, it's like if you want to talk in a different language and the floor is a new language for you, it's really important to put it to practice and to practice those sentences instead of only practicing the words that I'm giving you, you know? AKA, if I give you a technique on the floor, if you just practice that technique, it's just a word, but you have to put it into a sentence. And by having to move the whole time on the floor, you can then try to implement those words, right? Certain things that we practiced onto that floor, into that sentence, basically. So that's what that is for, to make sure that we move around and really get used to being comfortable down there, okay? So what I wanna do today is I wanna give you guys two things on the floor, two ways of moving on the floor that I often use. We used already a lot of different things that I definitely suggest you to look back at, because this is just an add-on to the floor work. It's not a completely different system, it's just an add-on to that. And so it's not as broad. Like, you can't do a whole freestyle with just this specific section of the dance. It's just an add-on to make sure that you have more options, basically. Okay, so what are we gonna start with? Let's start with the easier part, or the harder part. I think, at least for me, it makes sense that it's the harder part, which is the Russians. So this is a drill that I have been practicing a lot for my floor work, and I have to give it to you guys, even though I'm pretty scared to give it because it is kind of difficult if you're not used to doing any Russians on the floor. So if you're not used to it, stick to the normal Russians and take your time seeing if you can actually do it, okay? Start really, really slow. I don't want you to mess up anything, cool? So how do Russians work? We're gonna be crouched right here, right? So I'm gonna be very honest. I sit on the back of my heels, but I don't suggest doing that because I am very flexible, basically, but it could hurt you here in the back, okay? That is a lot of strain on the knees as well as in the back, so I don't suggest doing it. You actually wanna stay up here by pushing up off of the heels so that you, boom, are above the heels and hovering. I personally sit, but that is just a bad habit that I learned. So from here, okay? So as we are here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring one leg out, okay? Make sure that you can stand. Get familiar with that, get used to that, feel, okay? If you got that, try it on the other side as well. Get comfortable. Can I balance here? You know, is my balance okay? If you don't have this yet, then that's what you want to start with, okay? Because this position just creates a lot of option. See if I can balance here. You already see, you already see how I could, see that? Previous class. You can already see something happening from that. You see, so that balance is definitely really important. If that's where you have to start, you guys, that's where you're gonna start if you want. Start with building balance, okay? So let's try that together, 10 seconds, each side. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5. Not on the counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so if you don't have that balance yet, please start working on that, because yeah, you're gonna need it for all the other things that we're gonna talk about, okay? Cool, so the next part is the first, of course, Russian. So if you already did Russians before, this is very straightforward. So Russians, we jump from one to the other. Now I'm doing it kind of hard because I'm not jumping off of my hips. Normally, I jump off, but when I do it slower, I really switch. So if you have to start slow and you can't get into that jump yet, which I can understand because you need to have that strength, that flexibility, and that balance. So if you don't have that yet, don't do this. We've tried it out without moving, just standing. If that hurts, if that balance is not right, don't try to jump it. And if you can, just try to step it. Start somewhere, right? Now this is easier when you're up a little bit more. See, now it's easier for me. Now, if you got that down and you can bounce with it, okay, that's what you get. So please be careful with the knees. In this slower pace, even for me, it is a little bit more straining. When I say slower, I mean that now I'm pacing it to the music, which is like this. But normally, I would be more on a tempo. See that right here? So the strain is a little less because I already jump off of it before I actually move any weight forward, you know? So that is number one. What's gonna happen after this is we're going to create a sequence, okay, of 3 different Russians. That was Russian number 1. Russian number 2 is sideways. So now what we're gonna do is one comes to the side and we're gonna scoop it forward like that. Side, I know guys, I told you, we're gonna start with the hard thing first. Forward, side, forward, side, forward. So please be careful. I don't want you to have any injuries at the end of the year, okay? If you feel anything, you're like, if you're not warm enough, if you didn't stretch enough, get your stuff together, okay? Let's go. Bring it to the side, slide it forward, and come underneath. Side, slide forward, underneath. Boom, boom. Okay, so what does it look like? That's what it looks like. Okay, so you see I automatically go back to a neutral position because I don't want to stay inside of those Russians too long. It stretches out the back of my knee, or at least the ligaments there, or the muscles there, a lot. So I just come back to this, and then from there, I feel okay, and I can continue, okay? So, that is the side to side one. Now the speed, of course, now with the music, it's a little slower. Normally, again, the pace is a lot faster. Like so, okay? So, if we put number 1 and 2 together, what you get is front, front, side, side. Looks like this, I'll just show you. I wish I had a little faster music. Okay, good. So if you do that faster, because like I said, this tempo is not the best tempo for it. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of strain on the legs if I do it in this tempo. So if you can practice this afterwards to a faster song, okay? Faster, it will look like this. Okay, so that is number 2. Now we're gonna get to the last one, and then you have the whole exercise that I used to do to get more balance, more strength, more jumpiness, and more options in my dance. So the last one works like this. We're gonna bring one leg out, then we are going to twist it in a squatting 4. right? Out, switch, in. Okay? Come forward. If you need to use your hand to get this slow movement down, because slow, you really want to just take a little bit of the strain off of the legs. Come in, come forward, switch, boom, boom, switch, boom, boom, switch, boom, boom. That's how it's gonna work, okay? Now, as you understand, this is not with the hands, this is without. So I'm gonna do it normal tempo, not to the pace of the music, because I don't wanna do that. I'm just gonna go a little bit faster, just to show you what the movement looks like, okay? Works like this. That's what it looks like. Yeah. So what you get is jump, jump. So you're basically on the same leg multiple times. And what helps me to keep a little bit of control in there is to not fully stretch the other leg. You can, but I sometimes just bring it up here so that I have 2 points to stand on. Right there. Boom, boom, boom. See, I can put my heel into the floor to get that little extra push. Right there. Okay, so if you can, again, be careful. You can try that out, okay? Take your time. And then, after that, you already guessed it, you put all 3 together. And then you have the whole sequence that I use to practice. So, works like this. I'm gonna show you, and then it's your turn afterwards, okay? Here we go. Again, not to the music. Let me see. There we go. Now that was every 4 counts. You can start with that, okay? I'm not gonna ask you, for this time, I'm not gonna ask you to do it with me because I don't want you to rush after me, stick to my tempo, and then maybe make a mistake and hurt yourself. So I'm gonna say, do it for yourself so that you can do it in your own tempo instead of trying to run after my tempo. I think that's the smartest way to go about it. Now, eventually, the end goal where you wanna get is to do everything singled. So that means, okay, I'll show you. 2 straight, 2 slides, and 2 bends, or 2 fours. Okay, I'll show you. Bang. So that is the challenge. You can try that. If you don't want to, we can move to the next section, which is also going to be a little bit straining on the legs. But you know, I just have to give you the information so that you have it available if you would want to, okay? There is definitely a harder version of this. Let's see if I can do that for you guys, show you what it looks like. Let's see if I don't know if I ever tried it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, and then straight, curved, bend. Okay, I'm gonna try it once. I want to show you what it looks like. I made it myself, so it would be dope if I could do it myself too. Here we go. Again. Boom, and in, switch, curve, That's it, nice. So that is what it looks like, nice. I never tried it like that, that's really dope. So don't do this too much, too long. You can practice it a little bit, maybe 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes even, every now and then to get that control of being able to rush in if you want to, because it just has a lot of beautiful options in your dance, in your groove, giving you a little bit of more rhythm on the floor as opposed to always rolling on the floor, you know, or creating concepts on the floor. Cool? So that is it for the Russian section. We had our poses, now we had our Russians, which is pretty intense. We're gonna go to the last one, and that is traveling with the knees. So this one as well, please get some knee pads, okay? Don't be like me and go on the floor without knee pads, please, okay? So we're gonna travel on the floor with our knees. You have definitely seen these things before, and I'm not gonna take too long explaining them because it's pretty obvious, and I know this class is probably already getting a bit too long. So this is how it works. You've probably seen travels like this on the floor, right? But maybe some of y'all don't know the techniques of them, so I want to go over them just for the fun of it and just to share something with you guys. So if I want to move sideways, basically I'm always moving just like heel toes, but then knees, toes, right? I'm always moving from the knees, bringing the knees a little bit up and leaning on my heels, to then coming forward and sliding the legs underneath those knees right there. I sit on it so that I can take my weight off and my legs can come forward, right? I take my weight off so that I don't bang my knees into the floor. If I would put my weight on there, okay, for anything, okay? Slide, 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 boom, boom. So little tip, go to the other side. Now what I do myself, and this is an important tip because this is gonna help you to be more mobile, is that I lift up one knee just a little bit to get more weight off of those knees. See that? So try that with me. Bring one up, slide. Bring one up, slide. Bring one up, slide. Okay, so I'm gonna stand a little bit on that leg. See that? To create that control and to really take off that weight. Let's go. Be careful, please. So I'm staying back. I'm not coming forward, right? I'm staying back on those heels. You're gonna feel this in your legs. Good. So what I do with that is I can give myself a push. Technique number 3. See that? I give myself a push to move to the side, right here. I push, and then from there, I can continue that knee toe. I push, and I can continue that knee toe. You see? As I bring this knee up, I can slide forward. And I'm gonna practice that with you as well. Now, my legs are already being busted right now because of all the exercises. If this is too much for you, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to continue another day. Please be smart, okay? Practice smart. This information, you can even just look at it and do it another time. Separate these exercises. Don't do them all together. I'm just giving you the information so that you can play with it. Okay, so please be careful. So what you can do is you can come and slide forward to get that feel for that slide. One comes up, forward. Other one comes up, push forward. You see I slide forward now. Boom. Boom. The music is gonna stop. That's actually my cue that this class should be finished. I need to catch my train, but I'm gonna make sure that you get this one down. Okay, I'm gonna give you a small section of it, and then from there, I'm gonna get to going, okay? So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come, boom, bring it up, and slide forward. And what you're gonna get is if you repeat this, see that? So how you do that is by not only bringing the leg up, but already creating a little slide by pushing up the toes or pushing from your toes as you come up. See that? I'm come up and then I slide back down with that leg. See? Nice. Okay. So that is the third or fourth technique. We have bringing the knees up. We have basically creating that knee toe, like a heel toe. We live for, this is our life's work, you know.